sweet and...
Ah yes, my proudest creation yet. If you haven't seen it yet, go click the info card that's about to appear. Did you view it yet? If you did, that's good, then we can continue on with the video. Because this video is about the entire making process. So let's get right into it. Before I even started animating this part, I drafted it all on paper. As you can see, some parts are drafted and make it to the final project. This part was basically so I can gain the will to actually complete the animation, as I would probably just leave the idea to rot if I didn't do it before I got my ideas down. No other part of this animation was drafted. And as I said in the very first video of this animation, I only drew the learning blocks as animals that I already drew them as beforehand. So I know 64 as an elephant, but yes to 26 as a seal. Well, a sea lion. But I felt like that was too lazy, so instead I did what was shown in the previous clip. This part was difficult, to say the least. Animating it wasn't difficult, but the main issue was coming up with the idea for the part in the first place. Every idea I made ended up making me cringe. But I had an idea. What if I did it by not doing it? So that's what I did. I left what happened in the distance ambiguous. This was quite possibly the easiest part of the animation to create. Not much to say here apart from the fact that the arm animation could be better. I actually sketched this part before I finished part 2. Just like the previous part, I basically had the idea in my head right off the bat. Well, I was kind of added this animation as a last minute decision when I was finishing part 1. Part 5 and part 6 are also the only parts where the sound they say starts with the sound or letter. Not much else to say on this one, moving on. This part kind of exists, I guess. Pretty simple to animate, which is why it was the longest part of the animation apart from the final. Technically, parts 7 and 8 are a subpart of part 6. Also, V is there because he's a marsupial mouse. This is one of my favorite parts simply because of how unreasonably dramatic it is. I just wish I could have done more with it, since the time between this part and the next part wasn't that long. This was also meant to be the rising action of the animation, and well, things only get goofier from here. There was supposed to be a lot more chaos and deforestation in this part. But by this point, I decided to save any complex animation for the final part. And yes, E was in his black form for the whole video until now, hence the name of the part.
Really get messed up, everybody else dead though, but so far I'm surviving with only one severe minor concussion.
This was kind of an excuse to drop Plus Man, but also a way to keep some of my original ideas for the animation. Unlike the first part, my original idea was the one I went with. I tried using a quote-unquote better idea, but that didn't work out. This animation is already a mess, why not add more to it? Honestly, I'm kinda running out of things to say, so I'll just skip to the next part and save the stuff for the director's cut in the future.
It's the end, it's the end, it's the end, it's the end, da-da-da-da-da-da.
Wait, why did I even make this video? I barely had anything to say for each part other than the first one. So, in a nutshell, I just do whatever comes to my mind while adding minor details that most people wouldn't even notice. So, I'll list all the details right now, then I'll cover the bonus scene. The bonus scene exists just to show the animals the learning blocks are, and it squeezed in parts that I wanted to do in the animation. That's it.